Coco Gauff's former coach wants new rule introduced to tennis after players withdraw. I do get totally annoyed. There have been some big-name withdrawals from the U.S. Open this year. This includes British number one Jack Draper, who pulled out of the U.S. Open after his first-round win due to an ongoing arm injury. Marketa Vondrousova is the latest withdrawal from the U.S. Open, which came right before her quarterfinal match. After the former Wimbledon champion pulled out of her match, Vondrousova was sent a message from Aryna Sabalenka, who was her scheduled opponent. Both Draper and Vondrousova withdrew from their matches before they even took to court, but Coco Gauff's former coach, Gilbert, believes there should be a new rule introduced for them. Gilbert calls for rule to be introduced for players who retire from matches. Gilbert is often voicing his opinions on social media, but on this occasion spoke on the Served by Andy Roddick podcast. In an interview alongside Tracy Austin, Gilbert was asked what rule change he would like to implement into tennis. Gilbert issued a strong response, explaining how much it annoys him when someone retires due to injury and plays the next week, or in doubles at the same tournament. I do get totally annoyed now about players pulling a ripcord in the middle of a match and then they play next week. It is a really weird thing that a guy is pulling a ripcord in the third or fourth round, and then literally it wasn't that bad, that you could play next week, or you are playing the doubles the next day. There should be a rule against that. If you pull out of a match, you can't play next week. How many retirements have there been at the U.S. Open this year? There have been 10 retirements or withdrawals at the U.S. Open this year, 7 of which have come in the men's singles draw. The highest ranked of those is world number 6 Ben Shelton, whose retirement has caused people to call for changes. Shelton was clearly emotional after retiring at the U.S. Open, with the American suffering a shoulder injury in his third-round match against Adrian Mannarino. Although Gilbert's rule is not actually implemented in tennis, he will be pleased to know that none of the 10 players are scheduled to compete within a week of their withdrawals or have played doubles since. The 2 players that are scheduled to compete in the closest time to their retirements are Shelton and Altmaier, who are set to play Davis Cup qualifier matches in 2 weeks' time.